We have a general prohibition in Judaism against cruelty to animals. It's called Tza'ar Ba'alei Chayim, the prevention of cruelty to animals. Last week's portion had a reference to this, as we don't yoke two kinds of animals together, an ox and a mule, so one doesn't pull, the stronger one doesn't pull the weaker one. In this week's portion, we also have a verse on the same topic. V'shor oseh oto ve'et beno lo ishchatu b'yom echad. An animal and its young shall not be slaughtered on the same day. This goes both for sacrificial animals and for chulin. There is a classic discrepancy between two of our famous medieval commentators, Maimonides and Nachmanides, on this topic. The Rambam says that animals do have feelings, and you don't slaughter the animal and its young on the same day because you are trying to spare the feelings of the mother. It shouldn't see its offspring being slaughtered on the same day. While Nachmanides, Ramban, says that God isn't so concerned about the feelings of animals, but rather more concerned with the feelings of human beings, and that we should cultivate compassion in our hearts by not slaughtering on the same day the mother and its young. A little bit later, in the 11th century, Rashbam, the grandson of Rashi, one of our Tosafot, includes in this prohibition basar v'chalav, the principle of not cooking milk and meat together, as the verse says, lo tivashal giti b'chalev imo. You shouldn't boil the kid and it's in its mother's milk. There was a practice among the other tribes to do just that, because it was common for two kids to be born of the same mother. One was slaughtered and cooked in its mother's milk. And so, unlike the other tribes, the Israelites prevented them from doing this for the sake of compassion and to cultivate, as the Rashbam says, agreeing with the Ramban, that these practices are to cultivate compassion and prevent cruelty from developing in the heart of the human being. Rabbi Yosef Bechor Shor, from the next century, the 12th century, also a Tosafist, includes in this principle Shiluach HaKain, the mitzvah of sending away or shooing away the mother bird before you take its eggs from the nest. And he says that this is meant so that Bnei Yisrael should not cultivate or practice cruel habits. The next century we find Rabbi Yosef ibn Kaspi from Provence, who goes just a little bit further. And he says, these principles are to teach us humility and modesty. For even though the Torah permits us, human beings, to eat meat, that we should always understand that we humans are created just like the donkey, the pomegranate, the cabbage, or even the inert rock. And this consciousness is to cultivate within us the same compassion that God has for all of his creatures. So may we, Bnei Israel, continue to cultivate compassion in our hearts. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.